August 6, 7, and 8 are not just days on a calendar. They are thresholds. They come with pressure. They come with weight. But that pressure is not there to destroy you. It's there to wake you up. These days are not ordinary. They are like fire. You either burn and vanish, or you burn and become something stronger. The choice is yours. The pain you feel, the confusion in your mind, the heaviness in your chest. It's not random. It's all happening for a reason. Something inside you wants to evolve. Something inside you is being shaken to awaken. This is not the time to hide behind excuses. This is not the time to run from discomfort. August 6th, 7th, and 8 are days that demand something from you. They are calling for your attention, your discipline, your full presence. You don't get to bypass the pain. You don't get to numb it. If you do, it will only return stronger. This is the moment to face it head on, without fear, without delay. Because the breakthrough does not come after the pain, it comes through the pain. What you're feeling now is a test. Everything that seems chaotic outside is only a reflection of what you've avoided inside. These days bring it all to the surface. The regrets, the anger, the doubt, the fear. You either sink into them or you rise above them. But rising above them doesn't mean pretending they're not there. It means using them. It means allowing the chaos to shape you, not shatter you. On August 6, 7, and 8, you'll be tempted to give in. You'll feel tired. You'll feel defeated. But in those moments, you must remember growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength is not built when life is easy. Discipline is not tested when everything is going your way. These 3 days are your training ground. You are being forged. You are being prepared. You are being stripped of everything that no longer serves you. You may not understand why it hurts so much, but that's not the point. Understanding comes later. Right now, the focus is on endurance. Can you stay grounded even when the ground is shaking beneath you? Can you stay silent when your emotions scream for attention? Can you stay aligned with your values when everything is pulling you away from them? That's the real test. These days are designed to break patterns, to tear down the false self, to break the illusions you've built, illusions of control, illusions of who you think you are. The storm is not your enemy, it's your mirror. And what you see in that mirror on August 6, 7, and 8 is your truth. Not the version you show others. Not the version you try to convince yourself of. The raw, unfiltered version. The one that you can't run from anymore. Pain is not the enemy. Confusion is not the enemy. Weakness is not the enemy. Your only enemy is avoidance. Your only enemy is hesitation. These days will push you. They will press on every wound. But that pressure is not to punish you. It is to extract the strength that lies buried beneath the weakness. It is to pull the warrior out of the shell of the victim. If you can survive these days without collapsing into your old patterns, you will come out with something new, a new mindset, a new clarity, a new level of self-respect, but you must fight for it, not with violence, with awareness, with breath, with stillness. You must not let these days pass like any other. They are a gate. You either walk through it or you stay where you've always been. Everything you say you want, peace, strength, growth, it is on the other side of August 6, 7, and 8. But to get there, you must be willing to be uncomfortable. You must be willing to let go of who you were. You must be willing to be honest with yourself in ways you've never been before. This is not the time to pretend. This is not the time to seek approval. This is the time to listen to what your inner voice has been trying to tell you. Quietly, desperately. Growth is not an accident. It's a decision made again and again. Especially when it's hard, especially when everything inside you screams to stop. These days are hard. They are supposed to be. If they weren't, they wouldn't change you. They wouldn't leave a mark. But you don't want a life without marks. You want a life with meaning. And meaning only comes through facing what most people avoid. So, be still, be strong. Don't run. Don't collapse. The pain is not the end. It is the beginning. The storm is not destruction. It is purification. And August 6, 7, and 8 are the flames you must walk through to see clearly who you are becoming. Hold your ground, face forward, and walk through it. August 6, 7, and 8 are not accidents. These days are here to expose what you've been avoiding. And the truth is simple: what you don't face now will come back later. Louder, heavier, more painful. Life has a way of repeating the lesson until you're finally ready to learn. These 3 days are that repeat, a final chance, a wake-up call. You can ignore it again, but understand this: the longer you delay the confrontation, the deeper the damage. Avoidance doesn't protect you. It delays growth. What you bury inside doesn't disappear. It waits. It waits for moments like these. Days when you're tired, distracted, vulnerable. Days when your energy is already low. That's when the truth returns. Not to punish, but to remind you that your inner world cannot be ignored forever. These 3 days, 6, 7, and 8 at August, are not just hard, they are revealing. They show you exactly where you're stuck, exactly what needs your attention. You already know what it is. That unfinished business, that old wound, that fear you never talk about, that one decision you keep putting off. It doesn't go away just because you look away. And now it's back. The same pattern, the same emotion, the same reaction. These days are bringing it all to the surface again, not to destroy you, but to demand responsibility. There's no more room to run. There's no more time to pretend. You've had enough chances to delay your growth. As 6, 7, and 8 don't care about your excuses. These are days of clarity, days of confrontation. You will feel the pressure. Yes, you will feel emotional, but that's exactly the point. Emotion is information. It shows you where the healing must happen. If you numb it, escape it, avoid it, you miss the message. And that message will come again, stronger next time. Growth begins the moment you stop running. Avoidance is fear disguised as comfort. It feels safe for a moment, but over time, it builds a wall between who you are and who you're meant to become. These days are here to break that wall. Not gently, not slowly, but with force. And that's why it feels so intense. The pressure isn't random. It's purpose driven. It wants to free you, but it can't unless you're willing to face the discomfort you've spent years dodging. Don't say it's too much. Don't say you're not ready. You are. You've simply convinced yourself that growth has to feel good. It doesn't. Sometimes it feels like everything is falling apart. But in truth, it's just everything false being stripped away. That's what August 6, 7, and 8 are doing. Stripping away the lies you tell yourself, the distractions you use to hide, the identities you wear just to fit in. These days are not here to destroy your life. They're here to destroy the illusion. Look closely. What keeps showing up in your life? What problem keeps repeating? What emotion keeps cycling back? That is your work. That is your mirror. That is your growth. If you avoid it now, you will face it again later. In a job, in a relationship, in a moment of crisis, and it will hurt more. It will be harder, not because life is cruel, but because you didn't listen when it first whispered. Now it must scream. You're not a victim of these days. You're a participant. You're being invited to evolve. And evolution always begins with awareness. You can only change what you first accept. If you keep denying it, it stays alive in the dark. Bring it to the light. Look at your habits. Look at your reactions. Look at your thoughts. These 3 days will make it obvious what needs to shift if you're willing to stop avoiding it. This is the point where most people quit, where most people run. But this is also the point where transformation begins for the few who are ready. And that's the difference. Some will break down on August 6, 7, and 8. Others will break through. Not because they're stronger, but because they stopped pretending, because they faced what was uncomfortable, because they chose growth over comfort. The process is not easy. It's not meant to be, but it is worth it. On the other side of this confrontation lies peace, a real peace, not built on escape, but on honesty, a peace that comes from alignment. You don't get that by avoiding your truth. You get that by standing in it, even when it burns. And yes, these days will burn, but that fire is not meant to consume you. It's meant to purify. August 6, 7, and 8 are a window, a narrow space in time where everything hidden comes into focus. You can step forward or you can step back. But know this, if you step back now, you'll face it all again. And next time it will be louder, harsher, more demanding. Growth doesn't wait forever. These days are your opportunity. Face what you've been avoiding. Do the inner work, stop the cycle, or it will keep spinning. You don't need to be perfect, and you are not the mind. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be honest. You need to look yourself in the mirror and say, I will no longer run. And then you take one step forward. That step begins your change. That step changes everything. August 6, 7. And A will not ask for your comfort. They will not wait for your motivation. These days demand your discipline, not in words, in action. When everything feels too loud, too heavy, too fast, discipline is the only thing that keeps you centered. Emotion will rise, thoughts will rush, temptations will pull, but you must hold the line. Because if you lose your structure in these days, you lose yourself. When the chaos of life begins to shake your world, you don't need to do more. You need to hold on to the basics. Wake up on time. Move your body. Breathe consciously. Eat with awareness. Return to the small, powerful acts that build your inner foundation. That's what August 6, 7, and 8 are testing: your ability to stay steady when the storm wants to break you. These days will feel intense. The world may seem louder. You may feel irritated. You may feel lost. You may want to stay in bed, to give up, to shut down. But discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about showing up even when nothing makes sense. Especially when nothing makes sense, the mind will try to convince you to take a break, to rest for just one more day, to delay the work. But those are old patterns. You know them well. And you also know they never lead to growth. August 6, 7, and 8 are not the time for negotiation. They are the time for decision. Decide to stay with your practice. Decide to show up with strength. Decide to keep walking when every part of you wants to stop. In moments like these, discipline is your armor. The emotional noise will try to distract you. The external pressure will try to overwhelm you. But your discipline, the daily habits, the rituals, the self-control, that is what will protect your focus. It is what keeps you clear while others get lost. Without discipline, these days will consume you. You'll be tossed around by thoughts, drowned in anxiety, stuck in emotional loops. But when you stay disciplined, you remain calm. You remain rooted. You do not break just because the day is hard. You hold your center, and that center holds you. No one is coming to remind you. No one is coming to motivate you. You must rise from within. That's the teaching of these days. To build the kind of strength that does not depend on outside voices. To find the kind of order that you create. Even when the world around you is chaotic, discipline is not punishment. It is freedom. And these 3 days are the test to see if you've earned it. You don't need to be extreme. You don't need to chase perfection. You just need to stay consistent. You just need to move forward inch by inch, moment by moment. Breathe deeply, walk with awareness, return to what matters. August 6, 7, and 8 are not about how much you do, but about how true you stay. When you keep your word to yourself, even when it's hard, you grow. When you follow through, even when you're tired, you evolve. Most people will fall during these days, not because they are weak, but because they never trained for moments like this. They rely on how they feel. They depend on motivation. That's why they collapse. But you, if you stay disciplined, you will rise, not with speed, with strength, quiet strength, the kind that builds silently and lasts. Your habits will decide who you become after August 8. Your actions will write your story. The choice is simple, but not easy. Will you repeat the same cycles, or will you finally choose something new? These days are not here to defeat you. They are here to forge you. into someone different, into someone better. It starts with a decision to stay grounded when your emotions scream, to move forward when your thoughts try to stop you, to return to the breath when your mind wants to wander. That is discipline. It's not glamorous, it's not dramatic, but it is powerful. It is the quiet force that keeps you aligned when the world tries to pull you off track. Remember this emotion without direction is chaos. Action without discipline is wasted energy. If you want to pass through August 6, 7, and 8 with growth, you must commit to your structure. No matter how loud the storm becomes, no matter how heavy the day feels, you must continue, step by step, breath by breath. There is no other way to transform. There is no shortcut, no secret, only discipline. And these days are your mirror. They will reflect exactly how serious you are. If you stay grounded now, you'll be unshakable later. If you follow through now, you'll rise when others fall. If you remain disciplined now, you will lead when others are lost. This is not just another moment in time. This is the moment that reveals what you've built inside. These 3 days are not here to test your limits. They're here to help you see that your limits were never real, but only if you remain disciplined. Only if you stay with the process. Only if you don't give up on yourself when it matters most. August 6, 7, and 8 come with a heavy energy, and whether you like it or not, that energy will flow through you. What you do with it is the only thing that matters. You either waste it or you transform it. There is no in between. These are not days to coast through. These are days that demand awareness. Every emotion, every thought, every reaction. It's all energy. If you don't learn how to work with it, it will work against you. On these days, you might feel restless. You might feel like something is rising inside, something you can't explain. That is not random. That's energy calling for transformation. But most people won't hear it. They'll drown it in distractions. They'll scroll. They'll complain. They'll eat to numb it, sleep to escape it, argue to release it. But all that does is waste the opportunity, because that emotional fire was not meant to be ignored. It was meant to be shaped. The body is like a vessel. When it fills with energy, it either spills over in chaos or it's refined through conscious direction. That's the challenge of August 6, 7, and 8. You're being filled. But are you ready to use what's being given to you? Or are you going to let it control you? You have power right now. Not because everything is easy, but because everything is alive. These days come with emotional weight for a reason. The pressure is intense. The silence is loud. You feel more, think more, react more. And in that, rawness is your fuel. But you must learn to channel it. When the energy is high, it can either destroy or evolve you. If you allow it to turn into anger, distraction, blame, you'll sink. You'll argue with those around you. You'll overthink. You'll spiral. That's what wasted energy looks like: scattered, reactive, unconscious. But if you bring it inward, if you breathe into it, sit with it, and focus it, that's where change happens. The greatest breakthroughs come right after the greatest pressure. And August 6, 7, and 8 are full of pressure. You might not sleep well. You might feel anxious. You might feel lost. Good. That means something real is moving inside you. Now the question is, can you stay with it long enough to understand what it wants to teach you? Instead of running from the feeling, work with it. Turn the fire into action. Move your body. Journal your thoughts. Sit in silence. Take control of your breath. Let the energy rise, but don't let it explode. Let it shape you. Let it sharpen you. These are days of internal transformation. You're not here to survive them. You're here to use them. There's a lesson hidden in every emotion. Anger shows you where your boundaries are weak. Sadness shows you what you haven't released. Frustration shows you where you're out of alignment. Don't silence these messengers. Listen, feel, transform. That's the work. That's the practice. And it's never more powerful than on days like August 6, 7, and 8. This is a test not from the outside world, but from your own spirit. It's asking, what will you do with all this? Will you waste it in distraction? Or will you focus it into growth? Energy is neutral. What you do with it decides your path. One person uses it to break down. Another uses it to break through. No more excuses. No more, I'll do it later. No more pretending like you don't feel what's rising. These days are not waiting, and they are not coming again in this way. You either evolve now or you stay the same. And if you stay the same, this cycle will return, stronger, harder, louder. The pain of transformation is real, but the pain of staying stuck is worse. You're not meant to repeat the same thoughts, the same mistakes, the same emotions forever. You are meant to change. You are meant to rise, but you don't rise by accident. You rise through intention, through conscious use of what you're given. And these days, you're being given energy. Use it. Use it to face what you've ignored. Use it to speak truth. Use it to cut off what no longer serves you. Use it to return to discipline. Use it to rewrite the inner story that's been holding you back. This is your window. These are your days. August 6, 7, and 8 are sacred if you treat them that way. But you have to be honest. Are you transforming your energy, or are you wasting it? The answer will show in your thoughts, in your habits, in how you show up when no one is watching. These days are not about others. They are about you, the raw you, the real you, the version that either steps forward or stays behind. Transformation doesn't need a special place. It doesn't need perfect conditions. It just needs awareness and action. The energy you feel right now, it is not here to destroy you. It is here to reveal you. So stop running, stop reacting, take a deep breath and begin the work. Because if you can hold your center through these days, if you can focus, observe, and direct the fire, you will not be the same person on the other side. You'll be clearer, stronger, aligned. And that is the power of using energy, not wasting it. That is the teaching of 6th, 7th, and 8th August. August 6, 7, and 8 will be loud. Loud in the mind, loud in emotions, loud in reactions. People around you may panic. Some will lash out. Others will collapse into fear. And in that storm, you must remember one truth: silence is louder than chaos. In these days, stillness is your greatest strength. Because when everything shakes around you, the only place you can find clarity is within. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to solve every problem the moment it appears. These days are not here for noise. They are here to sharpen your ability to observe without reacting. In silence, you see what's real. In stillness, you feel what matters. And when you return to that space, you begin to realize that the external noise is only there to pull you away from yourself. The world outside will test you on August 6, 7, and 8 messages, distractions, arguments, unexpected events. Everything will try to pull your energy outward. But that's the trap. The real challenge is to remain inward, not distant, not disconnected, inward, present, aware. There is power in holding your center. When others lose themselves, you stay grounded. When emotions rise, you stay calm. That's the real training. Most people speak too quickly, react too fast, move too impulsively, and then wonder why their lives feel unstable. Silence is not weakness. It is mastery. These 3 days are asking, can you stay quiet long enough to hear your truth? Can you stay still long enough to know your next move? Because in the silence, answers arrive. Not from logic, from presence. It's easy to speak. It's easy to judge. But it takes real discipline to pause, to breathe, to listen, especially when your ego wants to fight back, especially when your mind is full of noise. And that's what makes these days so hard. Not the events, but the inner war between silence and reaction, between awareness and habit, between who you are now and who you're trying to become. If you fall into chaos now, you go back to your old patterns. If you hold your silence, you step into something new. And that's the invitation. August 6, 7, and 8 are here to break your patterns, but only if you let them. If you speak the same way, act the same way, think the same way, you will remain the same. These days are not about doing more. They're about being more. More still, more clear, more in control of your inner space. The more chaotic the outer world becomes, the more still you must become inside. That's the balance. That's the lesson. You don't win these days by force. You win them through control, through inner alignment. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to stop adding to the noise. Let the storm pass. Let the emotions rise and fall without attaching to them. Let others speak while you listen deeper than ever before. These days will show you exactly where your triggers are, where you still react instead of reflect, where your silence breaks, but don't see that as failure. See it as feedback. You're not being attacked. You're being shown. You're being invited to master yourself. Every reaction is a mirror, and the silence, that's your mirror shattering because it reveals your strength. You don't need to isolate. You don't need to run away. You need to be present, fully present with your breath, with your emotions, with your thoughts, but without reacting to them. That's the challenge. That's the real test of August 6, 7, and 8. Can you see the storm and not be moved by it? Can you feel the wave without drowning in it? Most people fail not because of what happens to them, but because of how they respond. And these days will prove that. Someone will say something hurtful. Something unexpected will throw your plans off, and you will have a moment of choice. React like before or stay in silence and rise above it. And that one moment will shape everything. There is strength in holding your words. There is clarity in waiting. There is wisdom in not doing anything right away. But only if you trust the silence, only if you respect it. It's not empty, it's full of insight, full of guidance. But it only speaks when the mind is quiet. Don't fear silence, don't rush to fill it. Let it stretch. Let it open something deeper in you, because that depth is where your real self lives. And these 3 days are the perfect time to meet that self, not the mask you wear for the world, not the voice you use to defend yourself. The self beneath all that. August 6, 7, and 8 are here to strip away the noise, to return you to what is simple, real, and unshakable. You don't need to fight the world. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to stay still, breathe, watch, learn. And in that stillness, everything will reveal itself. Answers will come, peace will come. And most importantly, you will come back to yourself. These are not easy days. They are not light. But if you move through them with silence as your guide, you will come out stronger than ever, not louder. Stronger, quieter, clearer, and more in control of your life than you've ever been. August 6th, 7, and 8 will not wait for you. These are not normal days. These are days of decision, days of separation, days where the prepared rise and the distracted fall. You don't get to guess your way through them. You must be ready. Because if you are not ready, these days will expose your weakness. But if you are prepared, they will reveal your strength. Life doesn't warn you twice. And these 3 days are your warning. Not because something external will destroy you, but because what you refuse to face inside will finally surface. This is the time where many will break. They will fall into old habits. They will get lost in emotions. They will react blindly. But those who have trained, those who have built the inner foundation, they will not be moved. They will not be shaken. They will lead. These days will not ask you who you pretend to be. They will show who you truly are. When pressure rises, when noise surrounds you, when time feels tight, your real nature is revealed. That's why these days matter, not because of what happens, but because of how you handle what happens. And only the prepared will pass this test. Preparation is not about fear. It is about clarity. You don't wait for the storm to build a shelter. You build it before the clouds appear. In the same way, your mind must be clear before the pressure hits. Your discipline must be strong before temptation arrives. Your awareness must be sharp before the chaos starts. These 3 days are not here to play games. They are here to separate the ones who mean it from the ones who only talk. Ask yourself right now, are you ready for 6, 7, and 8 at August? Not with your words, with your habits. Are you grounded? Are you focused? Are you committed? Because these are the days that will pull at your attention. They will challenge your routine. They will test your emotional stability. And if your foundation is weak, everything will collapse. But if you've been preparing, you will stand while others fall. The truth is simple. You become what you practice. If you've been practicing distraction, you will get lost. If you've been practicing doubt, you will hesitate. If you've been practicing weakness, you will break. But if you've been practicing discipline, clarity, stillness, you will lead, because leadership is not about titles. It's not about status. It's about energy. It's about stability. It's about the way you show up when everything else is falling apart. Most people will look for help outside. They look for advice, look for comfort, look for shortcuts. But the prepared know everything they need is already within, because they've done the work. And that work speaks louder than words during times like these. On August 6, 7, and 8, the energy will be intense. Emotions will rise. Uncertainty will surround you. But the prepared do not flinch. They do not fold. They remain calm, focused, ready. Preparation is not a one-time act. It's a lifestyle. Every moment you choose growth over comfort, you prepare. Every time you breathe instead of react, you prepare. Every time you rise early, train, read, reflect, you prepare. So that when the test comes, you don't panic. You respond with clarity, with presence, with power. You don't get to choose when life challenges you, but you do get to choose how you meet the challenge. These days are the challenge. And if you're not ready now, get ready fast, because there's no more time for delay, no more time for excuses, no more time for pretending. Either you are in control or you are being controlled. Either you are leading your energy or it is leading you. And on 6th, 7th, and 8th August, that truth will be obvious. The storm is not coming. It's already here. The chaos is not tomorrow. It's now. And if you can't hold your ground, you will be swept away. But if you stand tall in discipline and clarity, you will rise while others fall. You will move forward while others hesitate. You will create when others collapse, because you are ready. These days are not here to scare you. They are here to reveal you. And if you don't like what you see, change now, not tomorrow. Now, because every breath you take without awareness is a missed chance to prepare. Every moment spent in distraction is a moment of power lost. And right now, you need all your power, all your focus, all your awareness. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to carry you through this. This is your test, your fire. And you either walk through it with strength or you let it burn you. But if you are prepared, truly prepared, it won't burn you. It will refine you. It will shape you into something stronger, something new. August 6, 7, and 8 are not the end. They are a beginning, but only for those who are ready, only for those who step forward while others step back. And be one of the few, be one of the focused, be one of the prepared, because when the storm clears, the world will look different. And those who are ready will be the ones to lead it forward.